Yep. So if you look in the podcast folder,
There is one for All You Need Is Death.
And
I'm going to drop out of here and put on the other microphone and uncomfortable headset.
Oh, I was going to
Be back.
I was going to bring my laptop today because I downloaded Audacity,
Yeah.
but I wasn't really sure how to even get into it because I'm really fucking dumb, I guess.
It's in your downloads folder. You have to install it from there. Because it'll download the EXE, then you just double click on the EXE and downloads, and it'll download.
Oh, I gotta go get a tissue. I gotta run and get a tissue.
Here.
I gotta blow my nose.
Opie's got to go get a hanky.
Had them for when I had a nasty booger nose problem. And this outro, I had to dig pretty fucking hard to find it. This movie's kind of hard to find shit for.
Yeah, it is. But I want to talk about that because I dig it. I thought it was.
I didn't mind it.
I like when we find old stuff and I have a hard time finding reviews for it because that means
This isn't
when
old.
people search for this information on this movie, there's more of a chance they'll find us.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Google a movie and it's just like our podcast.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, this one's different. So did you test the outro in there yet?
No, I've been recording for the last minute and a half.
Oh.
You have?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why the fuck do you think that I was subtly making you put your headset on and aim your face to the
I'm trying to
microphone?
work through my sinuses right now.
That's okay.
I don't know why it feels like I need to just blow my nose and it'll clear, but it never clears. It's so weird.
Mine's been like that for weeks. Especially the rain.
Stuffed up.
Well, if we're
I get all
gonna,
stuffed up. Well, part of it's from welding too.
no, we can't use that
Why?
because it's a murder song.
What does that mean? Oh.
Fuck's sakes!
Oh, the song.
That's really funny.
Hello and welcome to Red Flags. We are your hosts, Doodah. That's Dave, Opie, Donnie, and Al. Today we're talking about All You Need Is Death from Ireland in the year of our Lord 2023.
You know what's really interesting is like when I first heard the name of the movie, and I would assume that this was probably the point, but it made me think of the song "All You Need Is Love."
Yeah,
All you need is love.
for sure,
Love.
dude.
Love is all you need. Do, 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 do. Right? So
Yeah.
I think that was probably their point.
Yeah.
Did anybody else have that pop in their head?
Oh, for sure, for sure.
Because
Yeah.
because it definitely
Yep.
it definitely plays a part in this, like that original song, All You Need Is Love, is the point of this fucking movie.
You know what? I got the key takeaways from this movie.
Yeah, you told me you had two.
Yeah.
What are they?
If you cheat on your significant other, they make you eat your baby.
Is that what the fuck was
And-
happening?
If you see ghosts, chop off your dick and they go away. Yep.
These are wonderful lessons
Yep.
learned. You see
Those
a
are the
ghost,
two main key points that I got out of
chop off your
this.
dick.
They did go
So
away.
if you see ghosts or smudges, as they call it.
Yeah, smudges.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, the black smudges.
Chop off your peacock, and you will not see them anymore.
You know that we're like, we can say dick.
Wiener. Pecker.
No, we can't.
Yeah.
He just censored himself with a fucking.
Oh, he can censor himself. We're early into this podcast. He's got to work up to the
Like a peacock.
the cursing.
And not just the dingle.
We got to
And the
get
berries.
worked up.
He
Dingle and the berries.
Fucking Ken doll.
Yep. Turning yourself into a Ken doll makes the ghosts go away.
That was
That's good
mine
to
and
know.
Al's band name at some point. We were gonna make a band. We were calling it Dingle and the Berries.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
they got cut.
Yeah, we were not good.
Yeah. So, should we talk about reviews? Initial scores?
Sure.
Anybody got one? Anybody want to throw one out?
I'll go first.
Let's hear it.
4.
Oh my.
Really? You did not like this one, huh?
Nope. But I do think it's funny that this is the closest to a musical that will ever get Opie to watch.
Oh geez.
Yeah.
There was some songs in it, yeah. And they were not I wasn't. That was my fucking favorite.
You know, I was talking to Donnie a little bit before we started, and I think if we were, like Irish or of some form of Celtic origin, I think that would have meant a lot more to us
Yeah.
because that's, seems to be a lot more tradition around that.
Yeah, because I think like that's all cultural stuff that when you're looking at it from the outside, you're like, oh, this is pretty cool, but you have a whole different perspective and feeling on it when you're a part of it.
Yep.
Absolutely. I give this one a 6. Same as the last one.
No, this one's so much worse.
You think?
Yes.
Really? Oh, you gave it a 4, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Apparently we all gave the last one a 6.
Except for David.
Yeah, I give it a 6.
Oh,
Had
did
to be
you
6s across
watch
the
it.
board.
did you want to touch on that before we jump into this one?
I gotta try to remember exactly what happened. It wasn't super memorable.
Floating Mima.
Oh, that's the one with the
goat farmers.
Satan
Mhm.
thing, and it wasn't bad, just was slightly above average.
Yeah. I concur.
And what
Whatever.
killed
we
it the
had to
most
talk
for me,
Opie off a ledge. We had to talk him up to a 6.
It's true. It's true. It
What
was a
destroyed
5.
it for me
What?
was the end.
I don't remember. Refresh me.
The whole point of the movie was basically they needed it, their father was fighting for his soul while he
that's
was
right.
dying.
That's right.
But he was a good man, so they needed to love him and be with him.
And that dirty old bitch lost that battle.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, boom, and then he bites her in the neck, and then game over, movie over. That sucked. I mean, I'm all for not happy endings, but they built up so much to that, and then it's almost like they just ran out of ideas at the end.
I
Just
feel
were
like they ran
let
out-
him turn.
I'll bet you they ran out of time.
It could have been.
Maybe.
Because the rest of it, honestly, I would have probably been closer to like 7.75 for most of the rest of the movie wasn't bad.
You didn't think the fucking the CGI was terrible and that guy's acting was really bad? He was like,
You want to talk about bad
oh,
CGI?
no, my whole horde of goats is slaughtered. Gah!
You gotta remember though, I'm a big fan of like B movies, so
That's true.
that doesn't really bother
Yeah.
me
Opie
that
hates
much.
anything that was made after 1985.
Well, I just you gotta earn the B, and they're trying to be good, but they were not. Because I thought that movie would be good in theaters. I thought it was like a cinematic type. but
Could have been.
you know,
But it wasn't
This
that bad.
movie had bad CGI.
yeah,
This one was kind of boring in the beginning.
Yeah.
yeah.
Kind of boring in the beginning. I fell asleep.
We haven't
I didn't
had
fall
Donnie's
asleep,
score or Dave's score.
Oh.
Dave, you wanna?
What did you
Let's see.
get?
6.
6.
I'm going to start it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with a 6 to start. It wasn't bad. Oh, I lost my mouse.
I think I'm gonna go with a. I'm gonna go right in the center at a 5.
Oh damn!
Like there was a lot of it that I thought was like I was getting bored with chunks of it, but man, there's so much of like. I like the concept. I think it's a really cool concept.
I thought
Just
like,
kinda
I was excited.
boring.
I was excited for the idea of this movie.
Yeah, we
let me-
ramped it up with the artwork and the description. We were like, this sounds fucking awesome.
It let
We're
me
like,
down
eh.
so hard.
Yeah, the artwork was. I loved it. It definitely is the best part of this movie. I think is the artwork.
You didn't.
Yeah, it was
associated
really
with it.
fucking cool.
You didn't think the half-hour accumulated total of different forms of masturbation weren't fantastic?
That was the best part.
Oh man, yeah. We get to knock that SA counter back down.
Why? Who got
No,
raped?
no,
Well, didn't he?
No. He fell
He-
for the song, but he was totally into it.
He
She
But
was into
she
it.
wasn't.
she
Yes,
was
she
into
was.
it. Oh, yeah.
No, she
Yes.
Oh, she was so into it. She was so into it, dog.
That's why they
What?
ended up fucking a couple scenes
Yeah.
later.
I did not get that impression.
Why
that
did she
was-
keep constantly
when
going?
he was
So,
doing that underneath
but
the?
at the same time, when she was like sucking his essence out of him, and he's laying in
Oh,
that
man.
bed, you know, all Skeletor style,
Yeah,
and he's just like, "Would you touch yourself for me?" And then
She
you see
did
her-
it.
Yeah, she did. And she was.
She sat
was,
next to him
Yeah, she
and
was
did
into
it.
it.
She could have just walked away. Wasn't like he was going anywhere.
And why did she keep him there? Why didn't she just go away?
Yeah. Why did she keep coming back to him?
that's fair.
I don't know. I'm sticking with we.
So you either got to go up to 3, setting a new record.
Well, we'll pause for now in case there's something else
Okay, okay.
that could have
It
been in there
was
that
not-
we didn't think of.
It was not a situation that any of us wanted to be in,
Well, that was
but
part
I
of
don't think she was forced.
It was part of the creepiness of the story.
But
of the movie.
there is one little
Yeah.
devil's advocate portion that I need to say. The possibility of the fact that that song being a curse could have coerced that situation where they may not have actually done so. Do we count
Yeah,
that?
but it was consensual.
It was consensual on both sides, but an outside force had something
Without
to do with it too.
without that song, they wouldn't have done anything.
Oh man.
So you're saying the
maybe not.
song
They could have. Who knows?
got rapey?
Well, he got really into it because guys aren't supposed to listen to that.
Do we bump this counter up to 3, but make a new one about like non-consensual consent?
No, because I think this would get into like that makes me think of a vampire situation where like he like lures
Coerces.
women.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
That's
then every
almost like a
vampire
mind
movie
control.
is suddenly
Yeah.
a rape movie.
and if that's
But that's why I brought that up, is because it could lean either way.
It's a love spell, is what it is.
I think if you're in a love spell,
Well, that really
I
wasn't.
don't know. God, that's
But at
a
the same
great-
time, though, that song wasn't actually like a love song.
No, it was about other shit, but you weren't supposed to know what the song was about because it was in a different language.
Well, it's not so much you weren't
It's a
supposed to know what it was
secret.
about. It was only supposed to be passed down from the women to the women.
Which, by the
It
way,
did.
go ahead, Don.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Oh, it did mention at some point that like what the fuck, like how the one woman died. they were saying it's because she broke her promise to whatever entity.
That she wasn't.
So, I mean, yeah. So I don't know if it's so much as like the song is cursed or if it's a part of some weird deity thing going on.
Now, see, I had a little bit of a problem with that because of the fact that she literally said this cannot be, it cannot be written down, it cannot be recorded, it has to be passed down. And that one woman snuck the recorder, it was in her purse. That really sucks because she paid for, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you think that lady should have died, not the old lady.
I think
But
so.
it's part of the like, you know, I guess the job, I'll say. I don't know, like you're taking on that responsibility, like, you know, the whole I feel in a lot of media, like ancient deities or whatever, things that are ancient, like they don't tolerate areas of gray. They're just like, well, you're responsible for this, you fucked up, so, you know, you're paying the price.
I don't understand why Captain Breezy there had to cut his dick off.
Because the ghosts were surrounding the bed that the grandmother, you know, like in that same room. The smudges were taunting him, saying you were supposed to be a girl.
Mm-hmm. Why? Why did he have to be a girl? Because the fucking song has to get passed down through the females.
The mother couldn't pass it down.
That probably.
However, he could have had a daughter, and grandma could have passed it down to granddaughter.
He can't have a daughter because when he was younger, he chopped off his ding ding.
That's why I'm saying he didn't have to cut his fucking dick off.
He had to make the ghosts go away.
He could have said, "Hey, ghost, I can make a lady with this thing. That's how it works. You need this thing to make women."
That's not. I don't.
He made himself
It's
a woman.
like he said, the ghosts don't tolerate them gray areas. They're like penis, man,
You didn't have to listen to the dumb fucking
death.
smudges.
That makes it sound like it's from a fucking Studio Ghibli movie or some shit.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, me neither.
That's too bad.
Explain.
It's anime. It's you guys really don't know what that is?
Hey, what's that?
It's
tattoo
a
you got?
very popular thing.
Yeah, it's
My
super
neighbor
popular.
Totoro.
It's
My ding dong Philip. What are you talking
it's
about?
Disney in Japan.
What is your tattoo?
It's Spirited Away.
Spirited Away.
Oh yeah, that's another one. Spirited
no
Away.
face. No face from
Yeah.
Spirited Away.
Howl's Moving Castle. There's a ton
I
of
got killed by
Studio
that.
Ghibli things. They're very popular.
If
Very good.
you watch them, they're really good.
I've seen
Super good.
seen Howl's Moving Castle.
They're like Disney movies, but for Japan and more spiritual and like
I'm
princesses.
Kind of surprised you've seen Howl's Moving Castle. What'd you think of it?
It was okay.
You remember it?
It was a while ago.
I'm a scary witch.
We're not talking about.
That's one of the lines from that movie.
Anyway,
We need to talk about stupid Dickless Wonder and his Avenge story.
You know what else he had? The tiniest little ass you'll ever see.
Why are you looking at his ass?
Because that's like the end of the fucking movie. It was him walking away and his tiny little ass.
Was it him?
Who was it? It was some lady or something.
That was the.
It was a
late-
combination of Alex and Agnes.
Yeah.
Okay. Either way, they're tiny.
They
little
joined
ass.
together once
yeah.
he died.
And the only reason I know that is because I had the subtitles on and it said who was speaking. And instead of being Alex or Agnes, it was renamed Alex Agnes.
That's good.
Yep, the weird
He
she thing. I don't know what to call that.
he does say it when he's like on that bed and what's
Well,
her
he's-
the main chick's talking to him and she's like, you know, we need to get you out of here, and he's talking about like how he's not sick and he's going to
He's gonna
like
die,
join
but he'll
in.
come back.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
Benedict
and she's like,
Swardson.
you and me, and he's like, no, me and Agnes, but I hope you're there in it too.
And then that's when the stupid lame-ass CGI happens.
And
Yeah.
that ending sucked in this one too.
Yeah, it
Weird
didn't make any
elven
fucking
creature
sense. The whole ending was like tacked on by like, I don't know, some fucking funding campaign or something, and they were like, well, we paid for it, so you got to do this dumb thing.
I don't know.
That was a whole different movie than the whole thing we watched. Was that last like 5 minutes?
I think that's why. I think that's why none of us like it. Is 'cause
And it took so fucking long. And I just wanted to fucking, like, when they first showed Alex in the bed and you see his hand and he's all like, I thought he was gonna be a fucking vampire.
I thought so too. I was
Yeah.
expecting.
Why didn't it go that route? Why did they make
different.
him more badass? Why did they just do what the fuck ever they just did? I don't even know.
Maybe it's because we're not Irish and we don't know this stuff. It's supposed to be, you know, like
Is
I
it
think
though?
for us though, like we're all fans of like slow burn shit, right? Because usually like the payoff is pretty big and and all this other stuff. I just think like it was not a very big payoff for all that weight through the movie. Like I was expecting Alex or whatever to be some sort of weird fucked up creature or like I
Well, he
wanted to
was,
see
though.
something fucked up by
I
the end
was
of it for all that movie.
So fucking disappointed when they showed him. 'Cause
Yeah,
there
I was like,
so much
come
build-up
on.
for something super fucked up, and then they show him and he's just kind of skinny.
He's just a skinny guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck this.
yeah, he looks sickly.
Barely.
Yeah.
Barely alive.
No, he looked barely sickly because he
Oh.
already looked sickly as a regular
Yeah.
human.
Yeah.
And
They
we
just
don't
cut
get
his
any
hair
like
off.
cool fucking body horror from them combining. It just like happens. It like phases in with whatever effects that was.
You know, there was one aspect in this movie that they didn't. It's like it just kind of got tossed in a little bit.
Hmm.
His speech
Yeah.
impediment.
I don't know if he really had a speech
He
impediment.
did because, like, he in the car, like,
He
when he was
stuttered a little bit, but I think that was just him trying to learn the language because he was from Russia.
Well, he actually said that, you know, me going in and talking, you know, to question the people about where to find, I can't think of her name. Not Reese.
Oh,
Rita?
Risa or something.
Rita?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they were trying to find her, he's like, we have a guy with a speech impediment trying to go in and talk to them. But he sure seems to talk just fine in every part of the movie. I mean, it's only like once or twice you hear him stutter, and then it's just like gone. So I thought that was kind of odd. They shouldn't even have had that in there.
Yeah.
It's like it was just they were gonna do something with it, then they're like,
How long did this movie take to make? Do you have that information?
how long did it take to make?
Yeah, like did it say like, oh, they filmed for 2 weeks or something?
Oh, I'm sure it was a lot longer than 2 weeks.
What was the budget on this piece of crap?
Man, I'm not fast.
Didn't Dave give you the Chat GPT thing?
Yeah, but then you asked me another question, so I got to flip to the other page so I can look at the other. It had a budget of 150,000 euros, and gross worldwide it made 7 G's.
The fuck is a euro?
It made 7,000.
Correct.
That is a trash movie, and I can't believe that we wasted time on it.
No, I think this is like a back of the Shutter type movie.
Yeah, I don't know how Donnie found it.
He's pro.
I just scrolled. I scrolled until I pointed at one, and I was like, I like that artwork.
Oh yeah, And I'm
That was
looking at
it.
I'm looking at it now, and I don't know if it makes. Well, maybe it makes sense.
You know,
There's a lot of
it.
shit in this movie. That
I'll
didn't
give
make
it
sense.
its original.
Yes, it's very cool, eye catching. The artwork really catches you in this movie, and it's better than the film, I would say. But
And it
Yeah.
doesn't seem like it's like the cinematography doesn't seem cheap.
Nope.
no, it looks really good.
It was hard. Like I had to turn the subtitles on because I couldn't fucking hear anything, and maybe that's just a me problem.
It's hard to understand people sometimes too, because some of the accents were a little thick. But I did not have subtitles on, and so maybe that's where I'm missing some of the plot that you guys are talking about.
I didn't have.
There were a few times I had to rewind and be like, "What the fuck just happened?" Because like the,
Yeah, I same.
like the guy was after he found his dead mom, he's on the phone, and I still don't even understand this whole fucking situation. But he's on the phone and he called Clarence or somebody, and was like, and then pretended that his mom was alive, but he also said somebody stole her ornate pot. And I was like, I don't know if that's code for something or if that's his ruse to try to get information out of somebody. Because then he hangs up the phone and they call right back.
I guess.
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
That whole sequence was a little confusing though, because you go from like, okay, they get the song, and you like they meet with what's her for Agnes. It's recorded, so you realize they broke that thing or whatever. You realize like somebody gets Rita or whatever the fuck her name was. Then it jumps to the son playing with dolls. Then the phone call, and then you go through this sequence where like Agnes and Alex was his name. They're talking, and he gets tranced. They start going at it, and then it's the main girl on the phone, and she's just like leaving voicemails, and like it all just happened weird.
That was,
and then out of nowhere, she's walking down the road, and the son pulls up, and now they're traveling together. Like it's just so like
no, he kidnapped
hard
her.
to follow.
I don't know if I'd really call that too much kidnapping. I think
It was a kidnapping, however, she was kind of cool with it.
Yeah, it was both.
Yeah,
I'm like, what is going on?
Her give a fuck was broken.
Mm.
A van pulls up, guy gets out, probably was like, "Hey, bitch, get in the van," and she was like, "All right."
Okay.
And then, well, I'm gonna have to like tie you up, and she's like, "Do it. I don't fucking care."
Yeah.
I'm like,
it was hard to follow at that rate.
That's how Billie Eilish was made.
Yeah.
Oh man.
This movie was a directorial debut for Paul Duane.
Yeah, he's got two fucking names for his whole name. He's got two first names, and it's like I can tell because this movie was made by somebody who's, you know what? I'm gonna try to be nice. Good job.
Yeah,
Duane.
you're being the
job,
Opie of
Duane.
last week.
Good job, Paul Duane.
Good job, Duane.
Get Dwayne.
You did a movie.
No, he did. I don't know. It lost me on the accent and kind of. It was a lot of story. I just remember Caveat. You remember that nice little movie with the little rabbit? It was a real simple little story.
Yeah, I want to go back and rate it higher because these last two movies have been real frustrating.
Yes. That was Dave's pick. Another good one, Dave.
Yay!
That was your pick, wasn't it?
It was his.
Caveat.
And then
we
I picked
gave Caveat all like
the last one.
eights.
Donnie
Eights.
picked Nightmare Song.
The Dark and the Wicked. No, Donnie picked this one.
Dark and the Wicked was
was-
Al's pick.
All you need
Okay.
to die or death.
And we didn't like that one.
And then it's Opie's pick. And are we starting with the?
Yeah, I think
We are
this is
going
the
on
final.
a serial killer rampage.
Well, not necessarily serial
Yeah.
killer. Just
No, just something associated like that, like
Yeah,
a
because-
killer, or like, for example, Jack the Ripper, right?
yeah.
If you find a movie that's associated with him, and then what you pick, then you got to do the research. I'll help with it if you need help.
Oh,
We'll pull up everything that we can find,
I'm excited for my pick when it rolls around.
So we like there might be movies like that are biopics on that. Like for example, like there's that Ted Bundy movie with what's his face?
But we're going to try to make sure the movie is horror, if we can.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have to say it really quick because Donnie said this. I don't like, and I know this is a me thing, but I don't like the way you said biopic.
Why?
Because it's a biopic. Biopic. Not biopic.
People say it both ways.
Yeah, I know, but
Potato,
potato, tomato, tomato. Let's fucking punch somebody in the face. I don't know how that song
I'm
goes.
I'm
Start
surrounded
saying
by
biopic.
people down here though that make fun of me for saying big because they all say
Fuck
bag.
them fishes.
Big. I guess I say bag. I guess
Yeah, that's because
Yeah,
we're
it's
from
like a
Wisconsin.
Midwest
we do that
thing.
all the time. But they're barely not. They're,
Yeah, I
Who the
know.
fuck
I
does
argue with
Chicago
people all
think
the
they
time
are?
down here.
tell them.
Start calling it a Baj.
A Baj.
Bage.
Yep.
Bagno.
I gotta go grab my Baj.
Il bagno.
El bag, no.
You know what?
That's Italian for bag.
Do you know how
The bag.
Chicago Ians, you Chicago people down there, do you know how you keep bears out of your yard?
From the Green Bay Packers.
Put a
over
fucking
there.
goal
Yeah.
line in it.
That's
A
pretty good.
burn.
Bazinga, bitch. Fuck you, Illinois, I guess. I don't
So,
know.
are you guys a big fan of Irish folk songs?
I don't know any.
You just heard a couple of them, you know, in the movie. There was two. There was that old guy
I-
singing.
There's
There was
actually
the
a
old
few.
lady that was singing. Yeah. You weren't like into this stuff. You're not like gonna go and look this up on Spotify.
There's
Not my
four,
flavor of
actually, I can
Kool-Aid.
think of.
What's
If
that?
you even start
Yeah.
to mention Dropkick Murphys,
4 or
That I can think of.
Dropkick Murphys. Who's the other ones? Isn't there another cool band from?
there was another one that was like pretty big in the early 2000s.
I can't remember. their
Yeah,
fucking
the
name.
Sex Pistols.
That's a different thing. And that's England.
Aw.
That's very.
Are AC/DC from Ireland?
I think they're England, but I could be wrong.
I don't know. I shouldn't ask these questions. Cinematography, the visuals lean heavily into nature and beauty and isolation of rural Ireland, enhancing the film's mood and unease in the hidden history.
I'm going to tell you one thing right now. I paid zero attention to the fucking landscape.
Really?
It was too dark all the time.
Yeah. So we're not big on this-
Isolating.
Yeah.
And the last half of the movie was filmed in a fucking warehouse.
Almost
This-
seemed like an old school in a way.
I don't know. There was like a church
Yeah.
also that was abandoned.
So was all of Saw, but people loved that.
That's
Who
true.
loved that?
Sickos.
I like Saw.
It's a garbage movie too.
Perverts. No, I like Saw too.
I was just trying to see if Dave would get
I don't like them all
animated at all,
necessarily,
but no. He was like, I liked it.
All 9 of them.
You think you can get a rise out of Dave?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
I don't got any good examples right now, but
All right. Well, maybe one day. One
But
of
he'll-
these days.
he gets mad. He gets fired up.
No, shooting a diesel pump is not going to explode.
I wasn't even
That's the
thinking
one
about
you
that
brought up many times.
I
It's
brought that up
always
before.
that's how you get Dave going. You just say something that is so like fucking scientifically impossible. And he's just gonna make. Let me tell you all the ways that's not gonna work.
Yeah. Did you guys recognize Alwyn Fure or
Yeah,
whatever?
no.
Really? I just saw her in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Who was she?
She was
Oh yeah, that's right. She was supposed to be Sally.
from the original movie.
No, who was she in this movie?
She was the old lady singing the song of Death for Men.
Yeah, I didn't recognize her from anything.
Oh. Well, geez Louise. You gotta watch more Texas Chainsaw.
And actually, when
Massacre
she
movies.
came on the screen, I fell asleep.
Really?
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I very much did. I don't know why you're fighting it so hard. Did you really like this movie that much?
No, I didn't really like it very much at all. I just don't want to rip it because I feel like I missed some of it, and
Do you remember?
it's not
last
my culture.
last time when
and-
we were talking about the movie, and I'm like, we got to stop being so mean about it. Well, fuck this movie.
Okay,
I
See?
like. I didn't necessarily like it, but I don't want to hate it.
Yeah,
It's a weird place to be, you know. Like I want to there's things I appreciate about it. I guess I wouldn't. I don't think I'll ever watch this movie again. And like I would definitely watch. What was the last one we watched? Dark and the Wicked. I
Yeah.
would definitely watch that again. This one, not so much. But I don't have much bad to say about it, so I'm just kind of movie.
It's no Howling 2.
I'm going down. I'm going down in my score.
Yeah.
You guys are not helping me like this any better.
Well, good. I'm probably going to go down a little too, but I don't think we're done with this yet. It's an hour and 36 minutes, which is
excruciatingly long.
6 minutes too long.
It's an hour and 36 minutes too long.
So with the like main theme and overall shit being folk horror, how do you think it performed? Just in that category.
It failed. It failed on every aspect of being a movie.
I'm not talking about your quality of being a movie. I just mean like how did it do being a folk, like folk horror?
I thought it was, it was a movie. It definitely had a beginning, middle, and end. I didn't understand the folk stuff, but
I think
it did good.
I think they had a cool idea. I think the song, I don't know if it's a real song or not, but it was a cool idea of a song, a cool story.
It says the song itself functions as a metaphor for generational trauma and the power of what is deliberately hidden or forgotten.
What? It's
Yeah.
about a king whose woman fell out of love with him and fell in love with a younger dude, and he was mad about it.
Yeah.
What does that have to do with whatever the fuck you just said?
You want me to read it again?
Yeah.
The song itself functions as a metaphor for generational trauma and the power of what is deliberately hidden or forgotten. So maybe he wanted what he had done to be forgotten. Or
Then stop teaching people the fucking song.
the song is to tell you to fucking forget about it. That's the whole point.
And if you forget about it, the demon gets out.
You got to pass it down between the ladies. It's a secret.
Yeah, but you can't do that if you get your dick cut off.
Gray areas, bro. Gray.
Actually, it's like an anti-tulpa.
An anti-tulpa. Interesting.
The less you believe in it, the more it exists.
That's what it feels like. No, I think that like maybe that's why they were trying to keep it a secret, is because if it got popular, it would get more powerful.
That makes sense.
And now we have Freddy and Jason running amok out there in Ireland, naked, looking like whatever her name is from Die Antwood, Yolandi.
100%.
Oh my
Wolf.
gosh.
Yeah, but with long hair.
Yeah.
One eyebrow.
Baby's on fire. Boom, boom.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yes.
Oh, what's up with you, motherfucker?
Motherfucker, it's on.
That's my best Yolandi impression.
That wasn't too bad.
This is good.
I
Wasn't
haven't
far
listened to
off.
that in a long time. Funny. I guess I don't know what else. Are we gonna hit some scores?
I mean,
guess?
that's pretty much all I got on this movie.
Yeah.
This is gonna be probably our shortest episode because you know what?
Well, we got a little discussing to do. I've got a list pulled up of
Oh, good.
the movies and stuff that we can pick from, so we could fill some time.
What are you
trying to
talking
choose
about?
that.
A list of the movies to choose from.
Some movies based on
I-
true events and
I-
shit.
Why are you
pulled
looking up
up-
a list? You should already know what movie you want to pick.
I
I've been
don't.
fucking
No,
waiting
no,
on
no,
this.
there
I
is.
don't.
I've got
Oh,
25 list of 25
I don't want you.
different
I
movies.
don't want you to list them because I don't want anybody to take the one that I want.
Well, why don't you just
Well, what did you
fucking-
just say? What
Yeah.
your idea is?
say what your idea
Damn it!
is?
Fine.
Type it
Let me
in
guess. Is it based
Discord
on
or some
Ed
shit.
Gein?
Just
No.
say it.
Oh, okay.
So you can leave it as a
Because
surprise for the
whole
viewers,
shitload of these are
I was
based off of
telling-
Ed Gein.
listeners,
I was-
viewers. Jesus.
I was telling
It could be both.
Opie.
We're on YouTube.
I mean, yeah, but it's not video. I was telling Opie that the title of the movie is going to be very obvious as to the true crime aspect.
Well, that's fine. Say
But
it.
I'm excited. Amityville Horror.
Oh, Cool. You're kind of
Ooh.
lucky to say that because I definitely might have picked that one.
Yeah.
Cool, Mike.
I don't think I would have. Too obvious.
Yeah, but there's
Oh.
a lot to it.
That's true.
There's a
I guess
lot.
There's gonna be a lot of fun
And
shit
it's
we could dive
spun off
into on
other
that.
fucking movies too.
But with Amityville, what is that based off of?
The Amityville house.
Are we going? Oh, I thought we were going with just people. So we're actually going off of like the house,
Well,
like an
okay.
object too.
Okay, no.
Anything-
okay,
anything
no.
that's
no,
based
no, no.
on a-
The massacre that happened at Amityville, at the house in Amityville is a town.
Yes, but
And the
there also is
house-
a lot of speculation as to that not actually being haunted and stuff not happening the way.
I think that it is legitimately haunted, but it also had people who like amped it up. That's why I wanted to talk. That's why this is a
Yeah,
big.
yeah,
That is a good
we'll
That's why I'm
save some of
saying
that
there's a lot to it.
discussion for that
That's why I was saying there's
when
a
we
lot
do that.
to
Yeah,
it.
I do want to ask though, just for like picking if that's gonna lead to talk about the Warrens, does that take other movie that pertains to the Warrens off the table?
Because
I mean, I'm still gonna avoid it anyway. But
my plan was to just talk about the events that for that movie, but also maybe as a side comment, I'll throw out the list of other shit that spun off of that.
okay.
Okay, so let's tailor instead of it just being off of like say killers. We can do it off of. Also,
I never
like,
said killers. I said like true crime shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let's
Horror of the real world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so let's base it off of we could do either like a serial killer or like a very insane like location,
Okay. Yeah.
just so that we can
Like, if
kinda
there's
cut
some
it
real
into,
shit
like
to
I
it.
said, yes,
Yeah.
it has to have real stuff to it. So like like you were saying, like the massacre and stuff that happened there, that's a very hot spot location.
Because Donnie
There's a
mentioned
lot
the
of discussion
Warrens,
with that one.
but the Warrens weren't involved.
Yeah,
They just
that's
moved
not like
in.
the main
Yes.
thing. I just subject matter. It seemed relevant. I'm
Yeah.
like, well, I'll try to pick something kind of
So like when I would
distant from it.
talk about Amityville, I would talk about the events that started it, that inspired the movie, not the Warrens coming in
Yeah.
and being like, "This place is super fucking haunted."
Right.
And didn't that have something to do with building plans too? Was that the same house that I'm thinking of?
I'm not sure.
Save it.
Anyway,
save it for when we do that one.
I'll talk off
Yeah.
mic because I think I actually know quite a bit about that,
but there's also things like,
which is gonna be exciting.
oh man, I had a good one, and then I forgot about it because I started talking about that again. But oh yeah, should we rate this one more time?
I would. I'm going down to a 5. I give
Dave's
it a
typing
5.
something. I don't know if he's listening.
5 to keep me alive.
You got Opie in there as a 5? Yes, no?
Yep.
Okay.
You
And
got it,
then
Donnie?
Donnie.
I'm gonna stay at a 5. It gets just in the middle.
How about you, Al?
3.
Oh damn, he went down 2.
What?
And you were already at a 4,
Yeah, I know.
and you went down.
I told you I was going down. This movie made me frustrated. I hated it.
I am glad I picked a generally less fun movie because all my other picks are always bangers. Just saying.
Hell
you
yeah,
know.
dog.
Throwing that out
Name
there.
one.
Name one.
Name
Like,
one.
any of them. Slither. I'm counting
Yeah.
Hush. I'm counting Hush as a me pick.
Trash.
I don't think it was. The fuck else do we got? The Menu.
No, yeah.
The Menu is
you
a
know-
fucking banger.
You know,
Double
you-
ass.
Yeah, you're making good points here. Slither and Hush. And what was the one you just said?
The Menu.
The Menu. Fuck yeah. Yep. Those
I
are all-
don't know who actually
If I
picked
were-
Hush. I just remember bringing it up.
If I were any of those movies, I'd kill myself.
That's a bit
What?
extreme.
That's how much they suck at being movies.
Whatever.
Wait,
It's
looking
all you
rude.
need is death.
That's another Donnie pick.
Which one?
Yeah, that's his one dud. You know, it's we can't win them all. You know.
Which one? Bye Bye Man? Yeah, that was fucking trash.
Yeah, that was.
We
the
didn't
point,
mention
though.
that one, but thanks for bringing that one
That
up.
was the point, though. But this is your first dud, Donnie. Which
No, the Bye Bye Man was.
pretty good. Well, no, that was the point. Was the pick?
That was an intentional dud.
Yeah.
This one was a.
It was a
I
random
mean, it was
pick.
kind of fun,
I'm
like
not-
going into it with no fucking preconceived notion. Just like, okay, maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. Let's check it out. Well, turns out, not that great.
not that great. I like how we have a spot for Hova. And
Did
we've
Dave-
never had him on here?
Yeah, I know.
Did Dave ever say what his
Going
His
down to 5.
redo is.
went down to 5?
Yep.
Oh,
The
dang.
ending.
Yeah.
The ending again.
Yeah, go ahead and put Al at 5 to even us out.
No, fuck
Yeah,
that.
that's a good one.
No,
Oh, yeah, he's.
come on. We talked Opie up to 6 on the last one. Just put a 4. Give it a
I should
4.
talk
Come
you
on.
guys down to fucking
You-
3s.
Yeah.
You got a 4 in you.
Ew.
3.5. 3.5.
A big list of stuff that we can go through.
Do you want to name a couple? Help me out. I've
That's
got a
what it- sure.
couple, but
So obviously people stuff. There's a lot that are based off of like inspired by Ed Gein. Obviously Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Psycho, Silence of the Lambs was based off of Ed Gein, Bundy, and Heednick.
huh?
Deranged from '74, Ed
Okay.
Gein again.
I've never heard of
Henry,
Deranged.
Portrait of a Serial Killer, 1986.
That was one of
based off of
mine.
Henry Lee Lucas.
But that one's going to be
Ooh.
really. It's a pretty brutal movie.
Wolf Creek,
We talked about that one.
Oh, yeah.
We've done that
Ivan
one.
Milat, and Bradley Murdoch.
Yeah, that Australian fuckery.
Yeah,
Um,
scary dude.
The Girl Next Door from 2007.
I've always
Yeah.
Murder
I've
of,
heard about that. I don't know if I
Sylvia
want to
Likens.
watch it though.
Zodiac could be fun.
Yep, I like Zodiac.
Snowtown Murders,
Monster.
I think I watched that one on Shudder not too long ago.
inspired by John Bunting.
Oh, yeah, the
Bodies in
Snowtown
Barrels,
murders be
in
fucked up.
Australia. Obviously,
bad
a
people.
movie from '03, Gacy, Dahmer. Another one by Bundy. Extremely
I think
wicked,
The
shockingly
Strangers-
evil and vile.
Too
watched
is
that.
based
That's-
on.
That's a Ted Bundy one. Yeah, that's
The Manson murders.
Boston Strangler, Rellington Place, Citizen X,
Greasy
Ted Bundy,
Strangler.
My Friend Dahmer, Carla,
Oh yikes! That would be horrible if that was based on real events.
Helter
Yeah, I know,
Skelter,
right?
God.
that's Manson.
Monster.
I said that one.
Eileen
Eileen
Wuornos.
Wuornos. Yep.
Ooh, girl.
Oh, let's see. Then we got other ones based on like location with Dark History. Obviously, Amityville came up. The Conjuring.
Yeah,
That's also a
Haunting
part of
in
that.
Connecticut.
That's a part of it.
Yeah.
that's one of my favorite
And
movies.
one that actually I was thinking on picking when you said locations, Winchester. The Winchester House.
Yeah,
What is
That
it?
one's crazy.
What's that? I don't know.
I want to
that.
say Rose Red is about that,
I want you to pick that.
but that's like a mini series. That's too long. That would be hard.
I'm not sure. It should be a film
You could do Jaws.
from 2018. It says it's a film. I'll have to look into that a little bit more, but it's
Why would you-
there
why
is
would
a
you say
movie
that?
called The Haunting Winchester
Why would you say that, Donnie?
or Winchester.
Jaws.
Yeah.
Because shark attacks
No,
they
but
happen.
do you know? So, have you-
I know there is like something with that. I just can't fucking remember.
Well, the interesting thing, I was talking to my dad about it. In Jaws, there's the guy who's like, it had black eyes, like a doll's eyes.
Mhm.
So that character is supposed to be one of the survivors of the USS Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm.
which that boat was the ship that dropped off one of the bombs, one of the big bombs. Dropped that off, and then on its way back, it got attacked by a submarine, sunk.
How the fuck does a submarine attack a fucking plane?
A boat.
It's a boat. It's the USS Indianapolis.
And actually, a submarine technically can attack a plane.
Can?
They do have like surface to air missiles and stuff on some of them.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow. So they can actually launch rockets underwater, and then they can be targeted on land or some of them in air.
So yeah, like the character is supposed to be one of the survivors of the USS Indianapolis, and while it was trying to survive, because it was that nobody was supposed to know that boat was on a mission, so it was like no, it wasn't. There was nobody coming for him.
It's
you
like
know,
a Black Ops type situation.
Yeah. And so as they were trying to escape on lifeboats, there was a lot of motherfucking shark attacks.
Oh, I can imagine.
Ooh.
And so not only to survive getting your ship sunk by an exploding fucking missile, to survive just floating in the middle of the ocean while sharks are just jumping out of the water at you.
Yikes.
Yeah, I've been there before.
So that's why that guy doesn't like sharks.
Oh my.
And that's why Jaws would count.
Maybe. I heard another story why Jaws counts, but you know, I'm just a kid.
Does it have to do with the lady on the beach?
No, it has to do with some shark attacks that happened in New Jersey.
Because there was a missing woman that was one of the extras in the background of that movie, and she was found dead, and it took them a long time to find the killer. I don't remember who the killer was, but yeah, that was her last known, like that's the last time anybody saw her was in that movie.
Ooh, girl. Did you know that The Blob was based on real events?
Was it the 1901 molasses?
No, it was
flood?
it was an incident in 1950 where a woman made jelly, and also she made a kombucha at the same time, and they fused and took over a whole fucking town. They had to nuke it. It's real. It's facts.
Battle of Los Angeles.
Yep, that's fact.
He's making that shit up.
Dude, would the Mothman prophecies count?
Ooh, that's a good
It's
one.
not really. It's not really like true crime, but
It is.
I like me some fucking.
It's true if you believe it. If you believe in the Mothman.
Some of us believe in the Mothman.
I like me some cryptids, dude.
That's what I'm saying. I think it
might
would
be some
I think it
fun.
would be count if you could find eyewitness like testimony of Mothman shit. Do it.
I might do that. That might be. That's my pick. I'm doing it. I've never seen that movie, but
Mothman Prophecies.
I actually haven't either.
I've seen it.
Wonderful.
It's good.
Love it.
whenever my week comes around, that's my pick.
Oh shit! I think I might have just.
Are we just
Maybe my
announcing
pick
them
too.
all right now, just for the fuck of
We're
it?
just
should.
planning it out a little bit. I think I'm definitely shooting for the Winchester house.
I like that
That
idea.
one's crazy pants.
All right, Winchester, Mothman,
Like, do you know anything about it?
Amityville, and I'm gonna ask you for two movies. Okay,
Okay.
one we've seen before and we're all very familiar with, and it'll be a little bit fun history. The other one is not as popular and is gonna be sad.
Is one of them Silence of the Lambs?
No, one of them is The Town That Dreaded Sundown, and the other one is The Hills Have Eyes.
Ooh.
They're both.
I haven't seen.
I guess they're both pretty brutal.
I haven't seen the first one, but The Hills Have Eyes. God damn, that movie triggers me and makes me
Yeah.
angry.
See, I don't
'Cause
want to put Dave through that, but that would have been my choice.
I've seen both.
Dave gets mad because he's sitting there the whole movie just thinking, well, how come nobody's mentioning how the hills have noses?
The hills also have ears, bitch.
Yeah.
What color?
Well, we're
are
gonna
those hills eyes?
if we do The Hills Have Eyes, we are definitely resetting our SA counter.
Which version?
Yeah, that goes by.
I would go with the original one. It's
Okay.
got a
Yeah,
piece of audio that I really want to clip.
Yeah.
They have a remake that was pretty
I liked
solid,
the
if I
remake.
remember right.
Yeah, they do. They do. I like this. I love the remake. But I don't know. The town that dreaded sundown is another one. So
What's it kind of about?
that's a good old classic American serial killer.
2014 or 1976.
Ooh, I would. The 1976 one is really low quality. It's a shitty movie. It's the
you pick
kind
the
you
movie,
find
right? So
free
they're
on
going to be
YouTube.
basically on the order of the same concept, right? So I would say kind of do a little review on the newer one. So you got your movies.
Let's just
picked,
do the
right?
newer one. It would be much better and cleaner.
Okay,
The
well, I
old
was just
one
going
is
to say,
like-
like, if you
bad.
wanted to review like the new one, and if it sucks, then we just do the older one. So
Okay.
regardless, it's the same movie, the same title, and then just give us a shout and let us know which one you pick, like later tonight or tomorrow or
Well, he
something.
has to tell us now because
No.
it's his pick.
I do want to
Well,
say
he
the
did say the
2014 because I think that wasn't a bad time for like rawness in horror.
No, I mean, Dave, he has to tell us now because, like today,
Oh.
because it's his turn.
Yeah, but what do you guys?
Oh yeah, but I'm
do you
just
guys
saying
have a
it's the
vote
same-
whether it
Yeah.
would be Hills
title.
Have Eyes or
I mean,
I would say Hills. You want
I
Town
don't-
That Dreaded
I
Sundown.
don't care either way.
What do you think?
I've seen. The
I
Hills
vote
Have
for
Eyes.
Hills Have Eyes.
What do you say, Donnie?
oh god damn it, do I got to split this? I mean, I guess I'll go for the town because I don't think I've seen it.
All right, let's
That's
do
fair.
that one.
That's
Let's
the
do
one.
that one. Yeah.
Okay, newer one.
Yes, 2014.
It-
the Town. That
It
Dreaded
was
Sundown.
produced just because I have this pulled up for some fucking reason. It was produced by Blumhouse, and I think Blumhouse, if I remember right, was really hitting it around that time. Like Blumhouse fell off at some point, I think, but
The Town That Dreaded Sundown, right?
Yep.
And that's based on true events.
Yes.
True-ish.
I'm kind of surprised. I'll be surprised if you haven't heard of this, Al, because you're kind of a true crime guy. And this is kind of a famous one. Famous town. You'll recognize maybe it. Texarkana.
Oh.
So
All right. And then Al, you said Amityville, right?
Amityville.
How do you spell that?
AMINITYVILLE. I'm making that up. I'm not 100%
I
sure.
think there was an N in there. Amityville.
That does not look right.
I don't even know what I said.
AMITTYVILLE.
AMITYVILLE.
Oh, I thought it was
A-M,
two.
what? Okay, what was it?
AMITYVILLE.
Is it just called Amityville Horror?
Yeah, the Amityville Horror.
Which one are you want to watch? Do you want to watch a modern one or the original?
Wait, what?
What do you mean? What? There's definitely a new and an old one.
All right.
One of them's
There's
Johnny,
Ryan
what was
Reynolds.
your pick?
5.
Ooh, it's Deadpool.
Mothman Prophecies.
That's gonna be a super good one. I love them.
I'm excited to talk about cryptids.
I'm gonna wear my
I
Mothman
just-
shirt on
like-
that time. At that.
Hell yeah.
Why does that not look right?
Madison went out there to Point Pleasant, and went
Now,
to
if you're on
Mothman
that, can you
Village.
fix that?
Oh man, that's
Yep.
cool.
Yep, she got a bunch of T-shirts, magnets. She touched a statue or something. I don't know. It was cool. It was very
Dang.
cool. Yep. Because it
Yeah,
was
which
like
Amityville are we doing?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, Al. Old or new?
I'd say old.
The original.
Yeah, 1979.
1979. Okay. Sorry to cut you off, Opie. I was just I had it pulled up and I was curious.
You said
Oh, it's
79
okay. I was
for
just
Amityville?
meandering.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure I get all these documented so that we...
Al's already into my Texarkana murders over here.
I was trying to look up this guy. I'm not going to say who it is, but...
There we go.
I wonder if they found out. I'm going to have to find out if they found out who that guy was, because that's based on real events. And if I remember, it's a little bit, not like as taunty as the Zodiac, but definitely like kind of.
Is there no...
What do you mean, no?
No, I don't know
think,
who it is, or
I
what?
don't think they ever found him. But maybe it's like the Zodiac, where they knew, but they didn't have the evidence, because we all know that you got to have the fucking evidence, otherwise.
There was a film in 1942 called The Phantom. Wait, I'm not going to say it.
The Phantom Killer?
Yeah.
You can say it. That's what it's about. It's about a fucking guy in a bag with just a bag on his head, and that is Friday the 13th Part 2, Jason. He's just a guy running around with a fucking bag on his head, looking just like this guy, the Texarkana Killer.
What was he wearing in the first one?
In the first one, he wasn't in it. It was his mother.
That was a quiz.
Oh, yeah.
You passed.
Oh, good. He's my favorite. I like Jason. He's my guy.
The prime suspect.
So is that it? Are we done here or what? Are we just going to record while we all search the internet?
yeah, we're all just Googling shit.
Well,
like Googling murderers.
Yeah,
Winchester House ones, because there's a couple of them.
I guess.
I'm just trying to pick which one I wanted.
for sure. I'm excited for that one too.
I am too. I'm actually really intrigued by that house. I'd love to actually see it.
Let me know if Rose Red pops up in like the films for it, because I think that one is, but maybe I'm wrong.
Well, there's a couple. There's Haunting, and then there's the actual just called Winchester from
Okay.
2018.
Okay.
The 2018 one has better ratings.
Okay.
So I'm gonna kind of look into that a little bit more before.
See which one's good, which
Yeah.
one's
I might just watch them
which one's
both.
better.
This dude went on a spree.
Yeah.
What, the Texarkana guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was scary stuff. Very
But
scary.
I guess we'll fucking end it and we'll play the
We'll
stupid
learn
murder
all
song.
about it next week, because I'll have a whole spiel.
Yeah, I worked
I'll
hard on
read.
that.
Yeah, well, you guys ready to call her for the day?
That's right.
I think so.
Yeah, I guess.
All
Yeah.
right, now without further ado, listen to our hubbaloo, and here's a stupid song about killing your loved ones.
Yeah.